was hoping to do this sooner, but I got caught up watching Revisions on Netflix. It's a good anime so far. I don't know. I'm in episode 3. We'll see. Here to talk about some God of Monsters that Ubisoft announced at E3 this year, and they put out some patch notes, or I shouldn't say patch notes, updates on their main website. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read over them so we can get an idea of what the game is and what exactly it is we're talking about. Maybe I should even... Let's see. All right, well, I have no idea what I'm doing with that, and I'm just wasting time, so. Anyway, we'll just get on with the show, because Lord knows that wasn't going anywhere. Okay, let's just talk about some patch notes. Patch notes, my God. Updates that they put out for the game since its announcement, not patch notes. Speaking of patch notes, Ark has a new map out. Looks enticing. Might play it again. I don't know. They tend to demand a lot of money from you and constantly monetize you on expansions. Free one's cool though, so something to check out. Anyway, so Yusuf Magud, I don't know, dude. People butcher my name all the time, so you should be used to it. It's what happens to everyone. June 10th, 2019, put out a 2-minute read. We'll see. God of Monsters challenges players to save the Greek gods on February 25th. It's like the good old days of Bethesda days, when Bethesda, you could be trusted. They'd announce a game and in a few months it'd be out, but you shouldn't be talking about Bethesda right now. Anyway, in God of Monsters, the Greek gods have fallen, and it's up to Phoenix, a hero forgotten by myth, to see them take up their place atop Mount Olympus once again. The Isles of the Blessed have been taken over by Typhon. I thought it was Typhoon. Typhon. Maybe Typhoon. I don't know. I'm going to say Typhon. The deadliest of all the Greek monsters, and you'll need to defeat him and his army of dangerous mythological beasts to restore order. We haven't heard that before. To accomplish this, you'll have to overcome puzzling trials, traverse treacherous dungeons, take on legendary quests, and battle Greek mythology's most lethal monsters in this open-world action adventure. From Ubisoft Quebec, the same team that created Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Gods and Monsters is coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, Uplay Plus, and Stadia on February 25th. Sounds a lot like an expanded upon version of Breath of the Wilds. But we've seen in Breath of the Wilds too, which they're going to expand upon. So we'll see. Maybe they'll have real dungeons this time in Breath of the Wilds. Anyway, instead of weird puzzles. Besides the point. In addition to relying on your own formidable capabilities, you'll need to seek help from the gods and their divine powers, each one of which you'll need to wield to defeat Typhon, and his army of gorgons, harpies, cyclopses, and other mythical monsters across a lush, mysterious open world with a look that evokes painted storybooks. Oh yeah. See, that's again painted storybooks. Another little tip of the hat to Breath of the Wilds. This is a quote from Mark Alexis. I'm not even sure what's happening to that word. Well, when your O has a arrow pointing upwards, you've surpassed my ability of knowledge. Over the past 10 years, I've had the chance to be part of an incredible team that has pushed the limits of Assassin's Creed to explore historical periods from a unique angle, says Mark Alexis Cote, senior producer at Ubisoft Quebec. But our imagination has always been bound to the reality of the history books. Through our work of Assassin's Creed Odyssey these past 4 years, our minds have lingered on another aspect of our history, mythology. Today, with Gods and Monsters, the tales we all love and know so well become a reality to be explored like never before. Stay tuned for more information on Gods and Monsters, and keep your eye on Ubisoft News for all the latest news coming from Ubisoft at E3 2019, even though it's over. But this was June 10th. Remember that. And then we have another post by Michael Mikkel. I'm sorry, Mikkel. Mikkel Reparaz. June 12th. Quiet down, stomach. My tum-tum's growling. I'm a little hungry over here. June 12th, 2019. 5-minute read. We'll see. Gods and Monsters. Climb, glide, and fight your way through a vibrant open world that isn't Breath of the Wilds. Gods and Monsters sets players loose in a vibrant, colorful open world as Phoenix, a forgotten hero who receives a quest from Zeus. Save the Greek gods from Typhon, one of the Typhon. I'm going to call him Typhon. Gods and Monsters sets players loose in a vibrant, colorful open world as Phoenix, a forgotten hero who receives a quest from Zeus. Save the gods from Typhon, one of mythology's most terrifying monsters. Oh God. Phoenix is fast, agile, and strong, able to wield gifts from the gods to fight impossible aerial battles against the likes of harpies and gorgons. Phoenix is also whoever the player wants them to be. Oh, how accepting is that? Phoenix is also whoever the players want them to be. Beautiful. A fully customizable player-created character. We'll see about that. Phoenix springs from the magical storytelling lyre of the legendary poet Homer, who narrates the story of Gods and Monsters as a campfire tale for his grandchildren. Oh, how pleasant. Gods and Monsters is being created by the same team behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and while the two games share some similarities, they're both open-world adventures created on an acrobatic Greek hero, for example. It's already clear that they're very different experiences. For starters, Phoenix can chop down trees, Breath of the Wilds, lift the fallen trunks into the air with telekinesis, kinda like Breath of the Wilds, magnetic, not lifting trunks, but still the same, and hurl them into the distance. Control? Was that the one with the girl? The people that are doing Alan Wake Control, right? Tossing those stuff around in the FBI place, and then the janitor. I don't know why I still wear a Walkman. Why are we talking about that? It is lighthearted, says creative director Jonathan Dumont. Homer is telling the story, but his grandkids are interrupting and asking questions along the way. Mythology has a good sense of humor oftentimes, so there are certain instances where we like to poke fun at things. You can expect a different approach for how the story is told, but a similar tone to what we've done in the past. Well, Assassin's Creeds have gotten pretty dark. And Odyssey wasn't exactly the... Isn't this the Odyssey team? Or this... Yeah, Odyssey. Odyssey wasn't exactly very bright, but... And which is interesting because if we take note of this, they keep saying the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team, Odyssey team, Odyssey team, Odyssey team, Odyssey team, Odyssey team. Where's the Origins team at? Anybody ever notice that? That they bounce the Assassin's Creed back and forth between one team and another team, one team and another team. And it was Origins and Odyssey. Origins, Odyssey. Can't remember I guess it would have been Syndicate and then... Oh, shoot. Not Black Flag. Well, that's not what we're here to talk about anyway. So, And now you got me thinking about games I haven't played in a long time. Long time. Okay. Enough of the weird stuff. We've seen a brief sample of Gods and Monsters gameplay running smoothly on a Pixel phone through the Stadia app and even on the small screen. Because that's what all gamers want to see. When we talk about a game, it's not a video game unless it's on your phone that you're streaming it to. Isn't this going to be on the Switch? Why would you play it on your phone if you can play it on the Switch? Can anybody answer that question for me? Ubisoft, Google, anyone, Nintendo? I'll wait. Phoenix's adventures on the Isle of the Blessed, looks impressive. From atop a grassy cliff, it's possible to see vast stretches of the island, a sprawling expanse of hills, valleys, waterways, and ruins stretching out toward the sea. Phoenix moves quickly, running and jumping across the hilly landscape with a springy agility, and when they jump off a cliff, they can immediately summon and hang from a fiery phoenix, gliding safely down to an open plain below. You like the overuse of they and them to over enunciate the fact that it can be whatever you want them to be? Jesus. Like, weren't you watching this on a phone? Wouldn't you have known the person chose it to be a guy or girl? Why are you saying they? That doesn't make any sense. Critique, but you should know what you're doing, dude. Mikkel. And once on the ground, Phoenix can summon an equally fiery horse to race across the game's picturesque painterly fields. Well, there better be more than just fields if this is going to be a short-lived game. Speed and verticality also play big roles in Gods and Monsters, over-the-top combat, with Phoenix leaping straight at flying harpies and smacking them out of the sky with mid-air slash combos. We can see that old getting fast. Let's hope for a lot of abilities. And more than just harpies, because they said harpies and gorgons 4 times now. 3 times. I know. Phoenix also has a range of special abilities that come in handy both in and out of fights, including a dash, a double jump, a whirlwind slash, a chameleon stealth ability, and a big ol' kick that sends enemies flying. Pause for laughs. This is from Dumont. When you're fighting and trigger your abilities, you're going to wreck the enemies you're facing and free them from the corruption they're under, says Dumont. You can expect a fast-paced type of combat that takes place on the ground and the air. For example, if you're fighting a Cyclops, you may have to double jump to reach his head and hit him in the eye to blind him, so then you can fight him on the ground. Well, let's hope. If they're going to say fast, fighting monsters, you know, the monster, oh wow, look at that, Monster Hunter Worlds is, it's not that fast combat of a game. You kind of got to push it, you know what I mean? If you want to clear bosses fast, or monsters, whatever. Same thing with like God Eater or something, or Dauntless. Those are all games that it's pretty hard to clear something fast in. But if we're going to be fighting monsters and clearing them fast, I'm hoping for like a Bloodborne type of speed. But one can only hope. All of these abilities, along with jumping, attacking, climbing, and gliding, drain Phoenix's stamina gauge. So while Phoenix can scale just about anything, doing so can be dangerous. Run out of stamina while free climbing and you'll fall and possibly die. Your stamina meter can be upgraded, but in the meantime, exploration is sometimes a matter of weighing risk against reward. That said, there won't be a lot of complex systems for players to learn. Wide open and filled with puzzles, dungeons, and epic quests, Gods and Monsters is meant to be fast, fun, and accessible to anyone. Trying real hard to capitalize on Breath of the Wilds. I emphasize, as much as I have a hard time giving this game, I am very excited for it. Loved Breath of the Wilds. Played it way too much. Still play it. So, there you go. Actually, I just found a really good video the other day saying like 17 things, combat systems they don't explain. And there were like 2 things in there that I didn't know. So, if you play Breath of the Wilds, look that video up. It came out like maybe 2 months ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. It was a cool one though. I don't know the name of the YouTuber. I don't know the name of the channel. I know it's sacrilege, but I'm sorry. We send you into this open world and try to make sure the journey is and you know, the other thing too I want to add real quick, simplicity is great, but I like complex combat systems, you know? And I think we all agree that Breath of the Wild's combat system was a little too simple. So I really hope they don't go as simple as that, because I felt Breath of the Wild was, again, a little too simple as much as I enjoyed the game. Anyway. I mean, have you played Bloodborne? Have you played Dark Souls 3? Did you play Neo, however the hell you want to pronounce it? Dark Souls 3, did I already mention that? Anyway. We send you into this open world and try to make sure that the journey is as interesting, challenging, and rewarding as the destination, says Dumont. It's really about losing yourself into this world that offers a variety of gameplay through combat, puzzles, and traversal. I liked that it was approachable and had a feeling of an uplifting adventure for everyone playing it. I like darker games, but I'm still excited. We're telling a cool story, teaching people about myths, and doing it in an uplifting way. Positivity. You'll be able to dive into a world of gods and monsters yourself on February 25th, 2020, when it arrives on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch, and Stadia. Well, 2 things I want to add real quick. 1, I hope they make the combat system a little complex. And 2, let's hope that the game has some dark parts, or else what's the real fear? Oh, the gods need to get back to Mount Olympus. I don't care. What does that matter to me? Am I getting loot? Am I getting cool, flashy abilities that I can do? Is there speed running? Is there hard dungeons to clear? New Game Plus? Secret dungeons? You know what I mean? I don't like the stuff they're saying is good, but we need more. We need more. I think we can all agree if Breath of the Wild's 2 came out and it was just like number 1, we would all say it was a pretty bad game. I said it. Just needs to improve. There needs to be a number of things. So, anyway, with that, I'm going to edit the video and get it up as soon as I can. If you guys are interested, you can check out my music on the rest of my YouTube channel, or I'll leave a link or maybe post something somewhere. I'll try to figure that out for my first audiobook that is on Amazon. So I know, right? Being a music teacher and a delivery boy is slowly wearing me out. And so going to try to get back into the YouTube stuff. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Peace.